What's up everybody, it's Wyvern here. With the rise of remote battling over the past few days, due to Niantic reducing the amount of time we need to be friends to battle, we've seen many remote mega tournaments pop up, particularly ones hosted by the Coliseum Discord server. These tournaments have been a ton of fun, with the exception of the issue I'd like to address in this video, and that issue is communication. With the previous requirement for remote battling being 30-day Ultra Friends, we've had to have contact with the person we're battling prior to the battle itself. But with the new requirement of only being good friends, we don't have to have any communication with the person before we have to add them as a friend in battle. There is also much more contact and communication at in-person tournaments. Both of these scenarios make resolving issues like lag much easier, but when you're quickly trying to finish a live remote battle, it can make things much trickier, especially if you don't know the person in advance. When lag occurs, if it is believed to have impacted the battle is supposed to be replayed using the same leads and teams according to the Silpharuna rules. However, one common courtesy is to try and mirror how the battle was going to get as close to the original as possible. Now, this isn't actually a rule, so it's not a requirement, just something some people like to do, so most people ask their opponent before the rematch to see if they would like to do it or not. This scenario happened to me last night, and due to a miscommunication, it resulted in a loss for me. Now, I'm not trying to make this video to incriminate my opponent, but only to warn other players and attempt to prevent this from happening in the future. So let's take a look at the footage from this battle and see how it impacted my match. So this was game 3. He ended up winning the first one and I took the second one, so this match had huge implications. I lead with the Steelix, he leads with the Toxicroak. Obviously this is a very bad matchup for me, so I'm going to look to switch out of here right away. I'm going to go into that Gliscor since it's going to be hitting that Toxicroak super effective. Now notice I am able to charge up a bit of energy before he switches out, which is going to be huge. I know that my only chance of taking out this B-Barrel with the Gliscor is to go for this Earthquake, because I still want to try and keep the Gliscor alive for future battles against the Toxicroak later in this match. So the Earthquake goes through just fine, and we are able to finish that B-Barrel. Note, before he's able to get off a Surf. That will be important in the replay. He's going to come in with the Gligar, obviously, since the Gliscor is going to be hitting that Toxicroak super effective. And we're going to go straight for a Night Slash. Now, we are going to lag just a little bit here. This is the first time of 2 times that we lag, but nobody ends up missing any fast moves. Note the lag was only on the charge move, and we are both able to land our wing attacks. Here's the second time. We're going to go for a Night Slash. We're going to hit lag once again, and you'll see a message up top. He's going to message me that he hit lag, and we're about to restart the battle. So here's a screenshot of the exact conversation that happened between the first match and then the rematch due to lag. So up top, you'll see there, I had mega lag just now. So there's that message we saw at the end of the footage of the last battle there. He suggests a rematch, which of course I'm up for because there was lag, although he did say it stopped attacking for him, which we know isn't true because his wing attacks from the Gligar were still happening. The only lag that was happening was on the charge move, so no attacks were actually missed. But I suggest mirroring because I know that Earthquake on the B-Barrel is going to be huge for me in this match. I know I was really able to get him with that charge move there, and I'm hoping I can still go through with it. But I understand if he doesn't want to mirror it because it was so big, so which is why I suggest it instead of just going with it. Ultimately, rather than objecting to it or say, no, let's just replay it based on the Silph rules, at the end there he does say, sounds good, leading me to believe that he's willing to mirror, and that's what we're going to be doing this match. So let's hop into the footage of how the second match actually goes and see what that does to us. So in this second match, obviously, due to the Silpharuna rules, it's going to be the same teams and leads, so we have this bad matchup once again. But since I thought we had agreed to mirror, I'm going to go right into the Gliscor. It's probably what I still would have done anyways, but now that he knows what I'm switching into, he's going to go into the B-Barrel, and I'm going to once again be going for the Earthquake, because I'm still under the impression that we're mirroring. But here's when I know something is up, and we're probably not mirroring at this point. He goes for the Surf before I'm able to get to the Earthquake, which he wasn't able to do match 1. I'm thinking, whatever, okay. Since he switched in a bit early, he had that energy and didn't want to waste it. I can kind of understand that. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake because I was under the impression we were mirroring. And here is where I know that it's not going to work out. He shields, and that just completely changes the match. Now, if he had made it more clear or not agreed to mirror, I would have gone for the Night Slash shield bait since he would have been expecting the Earthquake. So that completely changed the match. We are able to get a Night Slash off, but at this point, I'm way off my game. I'm super confused and not sure how I'm going to finish out this match. So we come in with the Toxicroak to finish off the B-Barrel and charge up a bit of energy. And at this point, I know his Gligar is going to be coming in as a counter to my Toxicroak. He did let that switch timer tick down just a bit, so we're going to be going into our Steelix to counter this Gligar as best as possible, and he's going to be coming back in with the Toxicroak. Now, once again, I know Earthquake is my only hope of surviving this. I know we can tank a Mud Bomb, so I'm not going to be burning that last shield here. I'm going to save that for the Gligar, but we're going to be going for the Earthquake, just having him hope that I'm going for the Crunch. Unfortunately, it is not going to work. We're going to be getting that Earthquake off. We get the Excellent on it right there, but he is going to burn that shield. So now the Steelix goes down. We have one Toxicroak and one shield left. We are going to be going for that Mud Bomb right away. Unfortunately, he is able to get his, and we have to burn this shield because a Mud Bomb would take us down into the red, and that Gligar would just be able to finish us off with wing attacks. So we're going to overcharge just a little bit, since I know I'm going to need as much energy as possible for the Gligar. Going to be going for that Mud Bomb, which will easily finish off his Toxicroak now that he's out of shields as well. And he's going to be coming in with that Gligar, and we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I know it's probably not going to kill it, but I also know that is my only hope at this point. So we are able to get the Excellent on it. Unfortunately, it is not able to knock out the Gligar. He is going to be going for that Aerial Ace, and that's going to be enough to knock out the Toxicroak and win the match for him. Now let's examine what could have been done differently to help prevent this situation. I definitely could have clarified if we were mirroring or not, since his sounds good reply came after my next message, even though it did seem to encompass the whole conversation, at least in my eyes. On his part, he could have clarified whether or not he was going to mirror, since I had suggested it and he seemingly agreed to it rather than objecting to it. Now, I did message him after the match asking exactly what was up, because I was under the impression we were mirroring, and he just quoted the Sylph rules to me. Ironically, the rule directly under technical issues and lag is professionalism, which I do not believe was exhibited by my opponent here. I felt lied to and gypped out of a win in my weighted cup, which has huge implications, especially on hitting Ace Trainer this season. And all he kept saying was that he followed the rules of gameplay, which technically he did, but he felt to me very dishonest outside of gameplay. Unfortunately, there was nothing that could have been done since the dispute occurred outside of the match, and what occurred inside the match was technically completely legal. So my advice to you is when you're remote battling, make sure both you and your opponent are on the same page, especially in the event of a replay due to lag. I think this whole situation could have been avoided had I asked my opponent once more to clarify the state of the replay, or had he been more clear as well. If you are unclear in your communication like I admittedly was, people will take advantage of you. That's just a fact of life and the internet. Now, I know this video wasn't like my old content of tournament coverage or off-meta Spice picks, but I felt it needed to be addressed, especially since it impacted me so heavily with my weighted Toxic Cup, and hope that you were still able to get something out of this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'm Wyvern.